Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Kamga, and on this channel we are trying new things almost all the time. But one of the things that we do a lot more recently is do reactions to videos that we find interesting. I reached out to my Cameroonian YouTuber friends and asked for videos from their channel that were somewhat controversial. I had no expectation. That was the only requirement, like have some controversy in it. So if you haven't already watched it, I made one reaction already, which was comparing Cameroon to Nigeria. And this particular video we're going to watch now still has something to do with Cameroon and Nigeria. If you don't know it, there's this ongoing like a cultural, I call it cultural feud. It's more like a sibling rivalry between Cameroonians and Nigerians about culture, food, accents, perspectives, riches, celebrities. Like they're just comparing things. And I feel like it's our own way of expressing love. I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to be politically correct here. Anyway, but this particular video I'm going to be reviewing now, it's a pretty long video. I haven't watched it, so I have no idea what I'm about to see. And I may edit it, chop it up a little bit. I'm not sure, but it's a video from Onana Nation and Xtra Philip. I had to say that because that's the way she pronounces her names. So these are both Cameroonian YouTubers that producing a lot of content. They both have more than 10,000 subs. Let me see here. Onana, yep, it's no longer there, but they produce content. I don't think they are in Cameroon at this time. I don't know where they are, but I know that I think Xtra Philip should be in Canada. I'm not sure, don't know, but they're definitely not in Cameroon, and they've been creating YouTube content for years now. And I've never done this. If you know the channel, you know that we don't normally do this, but we also embrace change, and we are coming to a new phase of trying new things. And this is it. We're trying reaction videos now. So if you come across any video that you would like me to do a reaction on, maybe not a video as long as this one, but something that you think is cool that I can give perspective on, because I believe in using knowledge in a practical way to actually make use of it in real time on a day-to-day basis. So without wasting your time, let's jump straight into the video.
Welcome to the show. We have me here, Xtra Philip, and we have Onana Nation, one of my Cameroon sisters doing YouTube stuff. I mean, she is fantastic when it comes to show business, like where you want to get all the gist. Cameroon, US, movie, film, and the chit chat, so you go to Onana Nation and you get the gist uncut. Now, that's what's going on here in Cameroon, with regards to
I can almost hear Cameroonians saying, "Why is this guy rapping? Why is he talking like that? Why is he sounding like that?" I didn't say anything. It's a Cameroonian in me that just came out. He's a cool dude, by the way.
entertainment, Cameroon versus Nigeria, because a lot of Cameroonians are saying that the reason, if I'm not wrong, why they're not blowing is because
Oh, context. I just jumped straight into the video without even telling you. The title of the video is Ban Nigerian Music in Cameroon. And then they have two emojis of twisted face with hand, I think. So it's a question, sort of. The grammarian in me would not allow that to pass, but just ban Nigerian music in Cameroon. I guess that was the point of the title. Uh, since what I mentioned earlier about the cultural fuel is, from what I know, this is just before jumping to the video, from what I know, there are many Cameroonians who say that the influx of Nigerian music actually prevents Cameroonian music from growing as far and wide as it should. That is because we have this, we allow Nigerian music in parties, weddings, we play Nigerian music even in church. So there are people who say that we should ban the playing of music that is from Nigerian origin in Cameroon, and that will improve what Cameroonian music, which is like tearing everybody's house. Like Gary Vee says this thing, you're building houses and you tear everybody's house down so that only your house can stand. So just so you know, I don't think that's a smart idea. I don't think that's a problem. It's not because it's Nigerian music, is that the music is actually, compared to the music that Cameroonians make, it's different. I don't say good or bad. You know what? I'm going to say it. Nigerian music sounds better for certain contexts that is not Cameroonian. That Cameroonian music doesn't. But then I'm going to listen to both of the music. So I don't know. Let's watch the video.
a lot of Cameroonians are consuming more of Nigerian music, which is a problem. So there's this comedian on Instagram called Old Pancher. Now he's still the pot. I think a week ago, saying that no, 80% of Cameroon music and 20% of Nigerian music. So I said to have Onana Nation here.
That's not data. Like, where did he get those facts from? Pass, irrelevant. That's what I'll be doing now. When someone doesn't produce the information to back up the argument, I just say, pass.
She's been following this content for time, so we want to hear what she has to say about this. So Onana, you're welcome to the show. I mean, what do you make of all this issue going on right now with regards to Nigerian music in Cameroon?
Hi Dee, thanks for having me. Hello everybody, it's your girl Onana. I'm honored today to share the screen with my brother of
She always does that. It's your girl Onana.
Xtra Philip Comedy. So yeah, this topic has actually been hot. It has been bubbling. 237 Entertainment. Everybody's talking about it. And
oh, by the way, this video was recorded last month in January 26th. So this is not last month, like less than 2 weeks ago. Just for context of time.
Sometimes, like, I'm looking at it now, for example, for 1 minute, let me put myself in the place of Nigerians. They think we are singling them out. They think we are attacking them, and they think we are declaring war upon them. And this is not what this is all about. The topic has been vaguely, like largely misconstrued. What we are saying is that Cameroonians should support each other. We should prioritize our own talents and give them the market. But somehow, I don't know how, the topic has been misunderstood.
Because you said you should prioritize our own talent. It's not prioritizing good talent. I don't think it's misconstrued. I think the message is very clear. It's like, don't consume Nigerian music, consume your own content. And I think it's, even if it's not good, I mean, I'm going to get ahead of myself. I shouldn't pause. This is a pretty long video, so I'll jump in to clarify things with time.
And people think we're declaring war against Nigerians. We don't want Nigerians in Cameroon. No, we are Africans and we are brothers. We can only survive if we work together. So that misconstrued identity about this topic, first of all, we want to cancel that before we start our video. We're not declaring war against Nigerians. We are brothers. We are neighbors. So we have to put that out there before we begin. So we have a couple of points we're going to be discussing with our brother Divine today. So I'm actually a guest on this show. So over to you, brother. What do you think?
Well, for me, I follow that issue a little bit. Old Pancho was talking about, first he's talking about a complete ban, and then things got really heated, and he said, no, I'm talking about 80%. Because I think this Nigerian musician called Naira Marley, I think he's due to perform in Cameroon. Then he also said that he wants to go to Cameroon and show Cameroonians how to love one another, because according to him, Cameroonians don't know how to love one another. So he wanted to go there and show how to love. So that was like, what are you talking about? And he said on that show, if he has a concert, he makes sure he features a lot of Cameroon artists. So that got a lot of Cameroon guys really upset. And now for me, I think like Nigeria has been a powerhouse when it comes to entertainment in Africa, comedy, movies, music wise,
For 1 second, it wasn't always the case. Nigeria wasn't always the go-to country when it came to music in Africa. Before, the whole of Africa used to dance Zumba, they used to dance Ndombolo and songs from Congo. That's what was reigning in Africa a few years back. So fast forward few years in the future, now we have Afrobeat, we have Afro.
How many years? This is my problem with some of these arguments. I really wish you would give not just facts. Like when I say facts to back it up, it sounds like I'm trying to avoid. There could be some validity in what she's saying, but because I don't see that expanse of time, like, okay, it wasn't always like this. Like, how far ago was that? Is this 5 years, 10 years, 20 years? Has this change happened very recently? Is it 50 years? Because without that kind of information, it's, for me, I cannot picture the relative urgency of the conversation or the change that could happen, because it may have been, I don't know, 50 years ago, but there was no internet. So things have changed like really fast, and they will change again fast. So what are you saying, Onana?
Pop and all that good stuff from Nigeria, which people are now celebrating. So if you look at the evolution of music, where it started to where it is today, I think power can still change hands anytime, It's not like anybody has the monopoly of the market. It is what it is right now.
It is
But
what it
my
is.
thing is all that we should come together and, you know, collaborate. If at the moment we are deciding that we want to promote more Cameroonian talents, good and fine. Nobody's going to do it for us. We have to promote our talents. We have to give our people their platform so they can shine. We have to give them gigs. We have to invite them to concerts. So a lot of Cameroonian concerts have been going on. Last 2 years in December, Wizkid was invited to the presidency to perform for Brenda Bia, and Cameroonians were mad because Wizkid was paid over $30,000. And if you're watching me from Cameroon, $30 is like $30,000 is 15 million francs CFA. But then, if they would have invited a Cameroonian artist, they would never pay them up to 15 million. And it's true that every artist has their worth by the way they market themselves, by the way they distribute themselves. But we are saying that in as much as we want to invite foreign talent, we should also learn to throw a bone at our own artists. We should also learn to give them that priority. There's so many Cameroonian artists who have never been given the privilege to sing at the presidency. So they're not honoring us. They're not taking us to our places to sing. They're bringing other people to sing.
Who is they? Because whenever this conversation of support your own comes up, it's always a conversation of we, the consumers, need to support our own. But is it the consumers that put the artists at the level of moving to the presidency and performing there? I don't know. I don't think so.
Singing there. So I understand from the artist's point of view how they feel sidelined. I understand where they're coming from, and we aim to change all of that. We aim to correct all of that. Invite foreign talents too, but give your artists a platform. More so 80% to 20%.
Now, going back to Cameroons don't know how to love. If do you think Cameroons love each other? Maybe is that the reason why the president has not invited anybody?
Neil.
We
love each other. Cameroonians love each other. It's just that sometimes, there's good people and there's bad people.
The thing about the internet is that I feel there's this difficulty to be completely and entirely honest because it lives online. Like as I'm making this thing right now, I'm making this video, I've had a slight taste of giving your opinion the way you feel. This idea of Cameroonians love each other, in theory, in loving your neighbors, like, oh, I know this person lives around here, like, we're cool. But I feel like there is a crab in the basket mentality that cuts across many more typical Cameroonians and not. In fact, I feel that I'm not just saying this to talk about, I'm Cameroonian, I love my country, and I would, dude, the things I want to do for Cameroon, you have no idea. However, if you're not careful about who you collaborate with, who you trust, who you choose to work with, who is Cameroonian, then you don't know who you're dealing with. But that's a different story for another day.
People everywhere. There's good people in Congo, there's bad people in Congo. There's good people in Nigeria, there's bad people in Nigeria. There's good people in Cameroon, there's good people in the US, as well as there's bad people. There's always going to be bad seeds, but you cannot just join the whole country and say, excuse me, you're coming to teach us how to love. We don't know how to love. Like, that was insultive, to say the least. And that was denigrating. So Cameroonians love each other. It's just that sometimes we have disagreements like any family. Sometimes you fight with your cousins and your brothers, and what matters.
Yeah, we've been fighting since 2016, and some people don't even know that there's a fight taking place. Great siblings.
Is that we are able to bury the hatchet and put that behind us and keep it going. So we love each other, and that's that for that.
Now, old Pancho, he said that before ending.
This guy looks like. No, let me not go there. Let's just watch the video.
Nigerians should perform in Cameroon. At least they should invite one Cameroon to go to Nigeria. And he also said DJs in Cameroon should play Cameroonian music so people can dance. Now, this thing, and another DJ said, look, man, we cannot force people to dance a certain way. I'm a DJ, and my duty is to make the club bang. And if I play this one, they don't dance, I have to switch it. So I don't determine what people dance.
I don't think that's entirely true. I don't know where he's heading with that, but just from my basic understanding of the fact that a DJ is a gatekeeper, it means that if a DJ wants to introduce a certain kind of music, they stand in a position where they have the power to play a song that has the potential to become liked by the people. So I don't think it's entirely true that DJs don't have the possibility of changing the direction of, think about Daft Punk, think about, I don't know, Giorgio Moroder, still Daft Punk. DJs have the possibility of doing, especially now in the world with the internet, with Twitch and all these things, is very, very possible. Very possible for a DJ to take a song from a less known artist, play the song, and have people enjoy the music and actually ask, like, who's that? And then, I think it's possible. So I don't think that's entirely true what Dee is saying right now.
And then he said, but if you play over and over, there's something called hype. If you play over and over, people are going to like it. If they appreciate it, if it's on television, it's on the internet. Now, I think like I would say that we involve when it comes to entertainment in Cameroon. We're getting better because there are some blogs on Instagram. You only find Nigerian content on that blog. No other content. There's this Nigerian called what I call Tunde something. You don't find any other content.
Nigerian called Tunde something. It's like saying there's this American called Smith. Like, that gives no clue as to who this Nigerian is.
Content, which is a way to promote. Now in Cameroon, I think that we have what I call 237. That's another blog on Instagram. You have Puppet Blog, and they're coming up with that method. Like, no, if this is not Cameroon content, we are not featuring it on our Instagram blog.
I think it's up to like you, the person who has the blog. You can decide to make your blog exclusively Cameroonian content. You can decide to make your blog international. Like, it just depends on you and what you're out for. So promoting Cameroonian content does not stop you from promoting other people's content. But if you want to go Cameroon exclusively, that's also good. It just depends on you. And going back to what Pancho said about, before we invite a Cameroonian artist, we should make sure Nigeria invites a Cameroonian artist over to Nigeria. There's so many Cameroonians who go to Nigeria and perform. Pancho himself goes to Nigeria all the time. There's this other guy I follow on Facebook, senior pastor. He goes to Nigeria to perform all the time. We have Danny Green, who was recently in Nigeria. There's so many Cameroonians who go back and forth. And we have Cameroonian artists in Nigeria right now. Prince Nikombaga, Sweet Mo, that it was in Nigeria that song Blue. So we have so many Cameroonians working in Nigeria. I think we are not enemies of each other.
There's a term for this. I don't know if it's confirmation bias. It's a fallacy that picks whatever represents the evidence of your statement to enforce that what you're saying is true. It's like, I've forgotten how it's called. I need to find a name where you say something about a dog has 4 legs, all 4 legs have this, therefore a dog is that. So these examples, they sound like outliers to me. I mean, in a way, it feels like something is missing from the conversation that doesn't sound very right. This argument doesn't land in my perspective about, there's people who go there and people who come here, so what you're saying doesn't make any sense. I don't entirely agree. I don't even know why, but I feel like there's something missing in her argument.
We just have to learn how to collaborate and learn to share our stage too. So when Cameroonians are saying that we should like ban foreign music in Cameroon and Nigerians are taking it too personal, they did the same thing. Nigerian music industry, before they got to where they are today, in the early 2000s, they did the same thing. There was a time when they had to ban all foreign music, and today Cameroon.
That's the point. What she's saying, they banned all foreign music. But in this specific conversation, it looks like they're trying to ban Nigerian music. Are they banning all the other songs? I don't know. Maybe they'll tell us more.
Cameroon is trying to do the same thing, and they see it as a taboo, and I'm just like, really? Is that not double standard? So at a certain point in time, we evolve according to how we have to evolve. If the solution is to block everything for now, I don't blame them if they want to do that. And if the solution is to release it in about 6 months' time and make it 80-20, I don't blame them. So everybody should just do what they want to do if they see that's going to benefit the industry. So let's move on to some other points, because seriously, when we talk about this ban foreign talent ban, we cannot ban foreign talent. And why are we focusing only on Nigeria? With globalization, it means the world is a global village. We interact with each other because we share music, we share stuff. I listen to more Congolese music than I listen to Nigeria. I love Fally Ipupa, I love all these people. I listen to more Cote d'Ivoire music than I listen to Nigerian music. So why are we focusing on Nigeria? It sounds like a personal vendetta. And that's the reason why so many Nigerians are getting angry. They see it as hate, We listen to so many other African countries. Why focus only on Nigeria?
True. I mean,
We
just
can
just
ban
That's a
everything.
very good
just
question.
an hour ago, I was dancing outside in the snow. I'm gonna upload a video later on dancing on Congolese, sukus in the
There you
snow.
go. I
I
listen to
love,
more Congolese music than I listen to
yeah.
Nigerian music. In that order,
Um,
I start with like Cameroonian songs. That's my first, and then I go to Congo, a little bit of South Africa, a little bit of Nigeria, a little bit of Ghana, and a little bit of Rwanda too. Yeah.
now,
I've never listened to any of those songs. Like if you play music from Rwanda, I'll have no idea what that sounds like.
I also watch another content creator in Cameroon. Actually, like, yeah, I think the vloggers. So they're saying that probably one of the reasons why this is happening is because Cameroonians are struggling to blend in as opposed to standing out when it comes to originality. He talked about like in the days of Makossa, when you hear a certain record, you know, hey, this from Cameroon. When you hear Sukus, no one you know that it's from Congo. When you hear Coupé de Calais, you just know it's from
Yeah.
Ivory Coast.
That
That
uniqueness,
back
you
in
know
the day,
exactly.
we
Yeah,
had
yeah. You
Makossa,
can
but
trace it.
now a lot of Cameroonians are especially for English side because Nigeria has been like in Cameroon, like in the face like that. People now start to sound put on Nigeria.
So about this specific conversation that Dee is making, there's a friend. He's a programmer. His name is Brian. He actually made a short video on his Facebook page where he was talking about the sounds of Cameroon. He used xylophones and pianos to make the songs that we used to play in church. This particular argument, I feel, requires a lot more rigorous research to evaluate and to make these statements, because saying that, yes, there's repetition and sampling of all these songs doesn't really qualify the evolution of even these songs that talk about like Makossa and the rest of the other things. A lot of these songs were samples from what is Congolese, like all these other places. Everything is a remix. There's a very cool documentary on YouTube. I'm going to see if I can put a link to the description about the fact that everything is a remix. And a lot of these songs, I feel that the big problem that we have as a culture, I mean, like the African continent, is that we've done a terrible job at documenting the evolution of not just our music, but languages and even just our histories. Because a lot of this argument could be solved if somebody actually took the evolution of music and was able to trace it back to see how the music changed and transforms and to show how we actually collaborated. So this particular argument about how Nigerians' music is influencing Cameroonian music, in a way, the validity is very limited because I don't think it's that true. You have people who are copying the songs, yes, but the origin of most of these songs are almost always the same. And I cannot even make the argument properly because I don't have the knowledge myself. But it's important to actually verify some of these things before making some of these arguments.
Like Chineke me, even with comedy too. You see that comedy, you have all the Nigerian like a little
Even
bit
slangs. We're
yeah,
using
yeah,
Nigerian slangs, yeah.
slang. I'm also guilty of that. Like I did a
I don't feel
student.
guilty because I'm saying like when we speak English, we're speaking a white man's language. Why are we not guilty of that? So when I borrow from my brother, I should be proud. He's my neighbor, he's my brother. He's African like me. So we have similar cultures with Nigeria. We eat jollof rice, they eat jollof rice with this, with that. Almost everything is the same. I don't feel guilty using Nigerian slangs. Like I see them like my people.
Okay, but when it comes to this,
You feel that Onana is running for presidency in Nigeria. The way she's selling Nigeria. Are you sure you're not married to a Nigerian like that?
something why they stand out. Like if a Nigerian sings even in English or the pidgin English, you can tell that this records it goes with the it goes with this with the beat, it goes with the flow, it goes with the instrumental. You can tell that this song is definitely from Nigeria. Even if we all African, but that I think he's saying that the guy was saying that the reason why the war is focused like when you hear Afrobeat, no one thinks about
Yeah.
another country. But the guys in Ghana doing Afrobeats, but they're not known for that, because they are original just as we were in the 90s with Makossa, with Prince Nicole.
Makossa, yeah.
So
I
he's
get
saying that
that point. That's a very good point.
yeah, I
Originality, when you
agree.
sing a particular sound, everybody knows this is from Cameroon. But then again, I'm all for the fact that music is a gift. Music is something that is given.
Onana is a politician. Music is a gift. Of course, music is a gift. Air is a gift. Life is a gift. In terms of originality, I don't think there's. I mean, you've probably heard this already. There's nothing new under the sun. So I don't think that. Let's just watch the video.
to you. It's like you're sleeping in your bed and you hear a particular song. As it comes to you, that's how you reproduce it. So I feel like it's a gift from Mother Earth. It's a gift from nature. It's a gift from God. If you sleep and you hear Afrobeats, why not play Afrobeats? If you sleep and you hear the music comes to you in the form of jazz, why not play your jazz? Right. So it is good that we have Makossa. We can develop Makossa. We have a few Cameroonians who only sing Makossa. We have Sango Eddie. He's in that genre. We have Renice. She also makes Makossa. We have Yolanda, who also sings Makossa. There's so many artists that are in Makossa, but I feel like people should be allowed to express themselves in ways they see fit, in ways they see best. If you want to develop a Makossa, good for you. If you want to do rap, rap is not even from Africa. It's from, you
know, I'm thinking about the fact that when we talk about supporting your own and, this cultural representation of ethnic groups and countries and things like that, I don't think you can just do what you want to do because you like to do it, especially if you're expecting this celebration from people. Because the reason why somebody like Mewe, for example, will sing songs like Bamileke, and you have all Bamilekes being proud of it, would you say he did it because he'd like to do it or because he was representing a group of people? Because if you sing music that represents people, they will buy your case. Like if the song stands out for representing people, I think the people will enjoy it. Like I don't listen to Mewe, but I've probably heard all his songs. And it's because his songs are, I don't know, danceable, I don't know how it's called. But he sings culturally relevant music that appeals to a group. You cannot make music for everybody. I don't think you can make content for everybody. I don't think it's possible to just make videos for everybody. So when it comes to music and this conversation they're having right now, I feel like in order to get to that point where we can support your own, you need to define who that own is and then make music for them. And then they will support you. Because what happens, this decision of do what you want, if this is what comes to you, do it. It's almost telling me like, oh, if that's what comes to you and you do it, then don't worry if people don't want to like the music. Like, why should you care? You did what you wanted, right? That was your goal. You weren't making music for the people. So why do you want the people to enjoy the music?
Rap more than me, So anybody should just be able to do what they want to do, whatever rocks their boat, that will be fine. So my issue is just like the support issue. We should support our own. We should give them platforms. We should, like, the stakeholders, the rich people of this country. Can you believe this guy, how they call this man? The CEO of Congelcam, Sylvester Nguchinge, that man is a billionaire in Cameroon. Yeah. So his daughter was getting married. He spent over 500 million francs CFA to invite Fali Ipupa, to invite Flavor Nabania, to invite Jacob De Vario, to invite Kassab. No one Cameroonian artist in that place.
This is this man's daughter's wedding. Like, objectively speaking, if my daughter is getting a wedding, I'm putting the songs that she likes. If she likes songs from other people, why would I want to argue with her? It's her wedding. Like, personally, I don't see the problem there. Unless you're trying to run for presidency or trying to run for... Like, he's a CEO, he runs his company, he's already serving the community, and you want him to also serve you by finding artists that you like. Come on.
The only Cameroonian artist, the only Cameroonian group he invited was Takam 2, because they are Bamileke, to come and sing Siche Bami, Siche Bami, 500 million francs CFA, pumping it into somebody else's economy.
I don't know about you, but I feel like what I just said earlier about, it's my daughter's wedding. I give her the music that she wants. 500 million as a billionaire is nothing for me. It's her best day of her life. She wants Kassav.
Like, he would have invited local. Your daughter is getting married. She's a young girl. Mr. Leo or Salatiel to come and sing Baby I'm Not Afraid. Yeah. That's a marriage song. There's so many young Cameroonian artists you could have invited. You could have added them. So my thing is fusion. Invite Fali, invite Flavor, invite Loco, invite Mr. Leo, invite Daphne.
That's a concert, not a wedding anymore.
That's what I'm saying. A fusion.
And lately you've seen a lot of Cameroon artists going to Nigeria to I heard this trying to get a record deal or collab, that side, because if you look at, I think the push is not really strong at home, because even I would say the Ministry of Culture has handled this issue to a very important. They're not pushing it hard. They're not doing that. Don't have.
And you know what? They are not encouraging our artists. They are instead discouraging them. Remember that stupid law they came up with? That Cameroonian artists have to come take permission from them, have to come let them know when they're traveling out of the country, have to come let them know about their upcoming projects, what they're doing. Like, I was just rolling my eyes like, are you for real?
I mean, unemployment is crazy, and guys are taken to the street to.
I have to say something about this. It's a big problem. Like what Onana is saying, that is, it's a huge issue where you have young people, young Cameroonians struggling to make a living from their craft, to build a career, to become professionals. And then you have these stakeholders, government leaders who are supposed to lead and help and make infrastructure to help the young people actually make it worse. This is not even a joke. Like what she's talking about, there was a law, a decree about, I guess it was a right to association, where you cannot call yourself an artist unless you're part of like a government association, and you need to report to them about your activities and before doing gatherings, and a bunch of regulations that didn't make any sense. And I don't even know how people do it. Like I commend anybody who is making art, musicians, artists, movie makers, writers. Like it's like Cameroon is built to just destroy your soul, and those who survive really have something special.
Create
Right.
from the self and the family, and then you try to separate
Limit
them. That
them,
you
tie
need
their
a
hands,
permission in
Mm-hmm.
the free market economy. You need a permission in order to have a concert.
That's crazy. You don't want to
It's crazy. The
support them.
things
You
like
don't want to
that.
push them. You don't want to encourage them. You know how many shows they organize in the Ministry of Arts and Culture every year? How many artists do they invite? They have shows that they can put our artists. They don't invite them. We
They
have
know that.
diplomacy in Cameroon. You know, when we are bringing foreign exchange ministers from China, foreign exchange ministers from Nigeria, why are they not bringing our artists to perform? Sometimes they go and put classical piano or a recording from YouTube, classical jazz. I used to attend some of those meetings when I was in school, when I was doing like this program at IRIC. We have these diplomatic meetings from time to time. People come and visit us from China and bring a Cameroonian artist to grace the occasion. They'll be playing classical jazz, and we're just sitting on the bench and looking at them like Timmy Trouble. So it comes down to the level of all the stakeholders, the government, the Ministry of Arts and Culture, the rich people, the influential people, the investors, the record labels. Why are we not doing enough for our artists? I feel like we don't have enough record labels in Cameroon. And even the ones we do have, they don't sign as much artists as they should be signing. I feel like we don't also have like talent acquisition shows or shows to expose talents. We should be organizing The Voice Cameroon. We have the population, we have the talents. We should be organizing X Factor Cameroon. And if The Voice will not give us a pattern to do their show because we are a mixed country, English and French, no problem. We can create our own. There's so many ways we can name it. 237 Talent Hunts, 237 Talent Scouts, Kame has got talent, all those things. We should find a way and organize our show to source out these talents. When I tell you the streets of Cameroon are loaded with talents, my brother, I'm not playing.
There's some truth in what she's saying, but I also find it difficult to believe that this is a solution to the problem, because if we have so much talent, then why are they not using platforms like YouTube and making talented artists? Like, the reason why I believe a lot on the internet is the democratization of the media. If you are that talented, record your songs, put them on the internet, and have the world enjoy it. I feel like, yeah, we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of people who are able to do it. But this idea of The Voice Cameroon, it just reminds me of the method that we have of copying what works elsewhere without taking into consideration the context. Like, do we have the places to organize those events? Do we have the kind of advertising budget to run those events? Do we actually know what it takes to get them done? I don't know Onana's background, if she's done some of these things, but from an outsider's perspective, my perspective, I'm seeing like these things may seem simple for people who sit and watch TV, but what happens behind closed doors and the meetings and the business that actually takes place to get people to organize these events is a very different conversation that I guess is not of even my world. I mean, not even get to that level to organize those things. But I don't think that's all. I don't think that's really all it takes to get talent. But who am I to know? Maybe she's right. But from just listening to it, I'm like, if we have this much talent, why aren't we using our smartphones and YouTube and the internet to get this thing done? Maybe I'm just too Pollyanna and thinking that, oh yeah, we can use the internet and get it done. But that's how Justin Bieber was found by Usher, by his mother putting a cover of his video. But then you will tell me it's an outlier, and I believe you. But I wonder how many of these talented people have actually put their content online consecutively and consistently, and then they're like, yeah, it's failed. I haven't been able to do it. I don't know. I'd have the data to back it up, so I have no idea.
I am not. The streets of 237 are littered with talents. I've been discovering them on YouTube, and thanks to Tizzy
Really?
Panchak too. Tizzy is literally the Moses that God sent to come and deliver our music industry. He is trying. It is through Tizzy Panchak that I got to know Vivid. It is through Tizzy Panchak that I got to know Cleo Gray and all these other people. Like, so you see a few of the artists are trying, they share their platforms with other talented artists, they
Okay.
make us to see other talents, but I feel like we need more people to open up our eyes to bring more talent. So
I agree that we need more people. I guess where we disagree is the method. I feel like what you just said about YouTube, yeah, I was like, okay, I'm wrong. I didn't even know that. But I think we can use some of these existing tools to get this done.
where are all the investors? The investors in entertainment, they should organize these shows for us, these competitions to scout out talents, go to like Douala, for example, organize a show that is going to be aired on CRTV. So it's going to get the right influence. A lot of people are going to be watching. People are going to come from the north, from the south, from the east, all those Adamawa regions, they come together and compete where we can have like one winner at the end of the day, and we can give the winner like 5 million or 1 million or whatever is just. But in the process, we're going to discover so many talented kids. So we need all these things to work in our favor right now.
Definitely. Now, when I hear about, you guys ain't got love for one another, I'm like, yo, hey, have you been to a Cameroonian funeral? Man, you see people come support from every angle. What are you talking about? Love. I don't know. I'm coming. I'm digging the game and stuff like.
Funny thing about funerals, Cameroon is one of those countries. I mean, I can only speak for Cameroon. I've not been to any other African country where you have more people show up on your funeral to eat food and cry than at the hospital if you were sick before you died. And it's this sad cultural aspect where you have more people taking funerals more serious than actual life. If you're sick and you're in the hospital, you are less likely to get crowdfunding community effort to help you get well than if you get a funeral. You see money will come up from nowhere in order to give you the best, most befitting funeral ever. And yeah, not even kidding.
So your definition of love stems from funerals.
That's what
That's
she said.
funny. We have love. If you go to Cameroon, like the normal day-to-day life in Cameroon is all about love. You see, there's no jobs where people wake up in the morning and sit on the streets, what we call carrefour. If you go back to my hometown of Boya, we have a carrefour. In the morning, some of the youth will wake up and sit on the streets. They're discussing, they're cracking jokes, and the days are going by. They buy beers, they drink, they share. Sometimes they buy even one roast corn, burning corn, they break it and share with each other. So what else is love? So for me,
what else is love? Love is looking at your brother around and be like, hey brother, what can we do to improve our conditions and not sit here on the carrefour every single day? But that's just me. I'm sitting here from a place of privilege saying this, but I think that love is not just about sharing food and talking. It's actually about improving each other and pushing each other to improve in life. So yeah.
Cameroonians love each other. We cook, we call our neighbors to come eat with us. My mother literally raised all the neighbors' kids. When she cooked, it was in a very big pot. Everybody came, everybody like, we have love. Even TV, ordinary TV that we used to watch in the evening, people come and flood the house to come and sit with us. That's love, that's conviviality, that's togetherness.
Beautiful. Now, I think that social media is definitely playing a very huge part in creating awareness because of what TV old Pancho said. Now, you realize that just I think recently, I don't know if it's going on the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon right now.
Still going on, yeah.
And this Stanley got to perform. I think it's beautiful. Like people were getting their voice heard and things. This exploding internet right now. It's getting impact on the ground. Like it probably if none of this issue, maybe the rap got another talent to come and do the opening ceremony in Yaoundé. But this time we got standing end because of things like that. So I think social media is really playing a very important part. Now,
just a comment on that. I don't think social media is the only role that played in getting Stanley Eno to where he is right now. I feel like his hit song, the very first song, Hempeg, made such waves that he got. I don't say he was lucky. He wasn't lucky because many people discovered him through that, but it seems as though before even that particular song, he had been working on it. And I don't know his story very well, but what I've heard is that before that particular point, he had support, he had mentorship. So he was in the right place at the right time and did the right thing. And I feel like the wins of that particular process of getting to that point we're still getting the repercussions of that. So I don't think his success is predominantly based on social media because I remember seeing the video on YouTube, but he's built a whole brand on his on basically his I don't want to say his personality, his style. I don't know how to call it, and he's capitalized it very well. I think he has a lot of people around him who are helping him get that. So maybe one day I'll discuss with somebody who is on the team and get more information. But I don't think his success can be solely tied to social media.
There's also that question just escaped my mind. Now when it comes to not just now, let's go back to movies a little bit. You understand that one thing I realized with movie industry too, the same thing that's having an effect with music. A lot of times I see a lot of Cameroon movies, the trailers on the internet, but I don't know where to find them. Never. I've seen like red carpet a lot of times. Now this movie.
Funny story. If you've been on the channel for a bit, you'll discover that there's a video that I made. I'll probably put a link somewhere here, where I apologized for an article. I don't want to call it an article. It's something that I wrote on Facebook. It was about a movie called Fisherman's Diary. Watched the trailer of that movie. I got excited and upset because people were talking about getting a movie on Netflix, and I had a different perspective, and I did not take a lot into consideration. Basically, bottom line is I said things that I did not think through carefully, and did not also express my thoughts in a way that allowed them to come out the way I wanted them to come out. So at the end, I got some backlash because of it. I've not watched that video up to this day. It's not available online. There've been lots of premieres in Cameroon, but it's not here on Netflix. So yeah, it's one of those movies, and it's just one of, like what D is saying, many that just hear what he has to say. Probably going to talk about that movie. I have a feeling he's going to.
The Fisherman Diary. I've seen it's crazy. I can't find it. So I don't know, like, what is going on? Like,
it's the same mindset I share. Like, it's the same worry, the same concern I share. You see all the trailers to these movies. The trailers are lit. I see Daphne in a movie. I see Ramsey in a movie. I see Faith Fidel. I go like, what? This is a must watch. I want to watch this movie. But where do we watch the movie?
Where do you find the movie?
Yeah, so that's the problem which we've been having for a very long time. But then again, I feel like some Cameroonians are trying to brave like that distance, that gap. I think we have Yabadoo. We have a couple of other applications that.
Funny story. When I made mention of the fact that we could build our own platforms, other people said these platforms have been existing and they're not being used. That was the excuse why we were not using those platforms. Just so you know, that Yabadoo and all these things are not working, and this platform is this. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Pass.
You can download from Play Store to watch a few Cameroonian movies, but it's not enough. I feel like we have to invest more on that. More people have to come up with more apps. And the movie guys themselves, the 100%. Producers, the directors, the marketers, they have to come in contact with these platforms, because it's not like the platform is not absent. If Yabadoo is present, why are we not supporting it? So the directors have to talk to Yabadoo like, hey bro, how much can I pay for my movie to be on your platform? And how much are you going to tax per view? How much of that am I getting? You know, they should work together.
Funny enough, the argument that I got from people who were talking about, bashing my write-up on The Fisherman's Diary basically said that somebody will not invest this much money in a movie and then go and put in a platform where they're not going to make money out of it, that they should put on Netflix so they'll get paid. And what she's actually saying, which ties a lot more with my mindset, is the platform's already existing. Find a way to collaborate. And she even said, like, how much am I going to pay to get my movie on it? Which is very, that's very laudable. Like, you should put your eggs where they are more likely to hatch. I just made that up. I'm so wise. I am so wise.
I'm going to put my movie on your platform. I'm going to get 90%. You are going to get 10% as the host. There's so many ways we can arrange these things. And also there's international platforms like Amazon Prime Movie, which is what Stephanie Tum has used to put her movie. Her movie that was what movie was that? I forgot the title. She's Saving Bango. She put that on Amazon Prime. I think it's like $17.99. You have to pay $17 before you watch the movie. So Cameroonians are trying to bring it to the limelight, but we still have to do more. Also, this Fisherman's Diary, I heard it was bought by Netflix. Really? Netflix bought this movie, and Netflix now, politics, bureaucracy. When they buy a movie, they can keep it on the shelf, like they can just pack it somewhere on the shelf for 6 years or 2 years or 1 year before they upload it.
How true is that? I do not know.
They bought the movie, it's in their control. You cannot tell them when to upload it. They just cut you a check, whether they're giving you $500,000 or $1 million. Now it's in their keeping, and they do with it as they see fit. So your movie may never even function, or it may never even feature on Netflix if you're not lucky enough. So
I'm very tempted to do research to find out more about Netflix, but this would just make this video longer than it seems. But if anybody who is watching this knows the process of Netflix selecting movies and putting them, please let me know, because I just feel like this is wrong. If that is the case, then why would people be fighting to put their movie on Netflix if they don't have a chance of it actually getting put on the platform? It means all the people putting their movies on Netflix are doing it just for the money? I don't know. If you know, let me know.
and another factor that concerns this movie things is when movies come out, the directors and the marketers and all the people involved, the producers, they don't like to share it immediately. They try their best to keep it so they can submit it for international awards and all that stuff, so the movie can be considered for the awards before they make it known to the public. But my question is, since we have been winning awards for our movies, we've been keeping the movies, we've been hiding them, how come after the award we still don't know where to watch the movies? So they have to do more. They have to do more to make the movies available. Yeah. And then it's like there's so much drama building up to the launching of a movie. You hear about the red carpet, you hear about the preparation, you hear about everything. But after that red carpet, after the premiere of the movie, we hear nothing about the movie.
That's it.
So keep the same energy, bro. Keep the same energy, sis. If your movie has premiered, come back later, update the public. Oh, the reason why you guys cannot watch this movie yet is because I'm waiting for a Freema award.
You know, what she's saying here has so much relevance in the context of not just as for Cameroonian movie makers, but content creators in general, even for a YouTube channel where you show up and you make so much noise for a video and then you don't bring the video or you disappear after 2 weeks. But coming back to the context of what she's saying, it's true. You have a lot of people who do these amazing premieres and organize all these events, and then after that, poof, you don't hear anything again. You're like, wait, what happened? What's happening? And it's almost like a bad habit. In fact, you expect them to do it to the point where now, I think if anybody comes and does something differently and like communicates consistently and provides information and keeps in contact with the public through public relations on social media and other stuff, people will actually be surprised that they're actually, keeping in touch, which is like the basic thing to do.
Award or whatever award, or African Magic Viewers Choice Award. So I think the award season is going to pass in 2 months. You guys should be patient with me. After 2 months, the movie can be made available to the public. Yeah. Or I think this one, let us know. Involve the people. Let us know. Or my movie has been bought by a streaming platform, but they told me to wait for 6 months. Just inform us. We're not asking for too much. Yeah. Just bring us along with you on your process. Let us know. Or sorry, I've uploaded my movie on Yabadu. You can go to Yabadu and pay 200 or 500 or $1 and watch. Just let us know.
Now, very good. I really appreciate that. I'm glad that we touched on that because it's been driving me nuts lately. I'm like, well, I really want to watch more. I can't. Now let's go. I mean, we all produce content. Yeah. Now, what I've realized in Nigeria, yeah, they don't give a damn when it comes to studies and content. I'm very impressed that I watched Don Jazzy doing comedy sketch.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's someone who owns one of the biggest record labels.
He's worth hundreds of millions.
Find him still producing content, out music, but I've just seen this with Cameroonians because I think
that's something we really have to change in Cameroon.
Yo, I'm here, so why should I do? If I say, yo, Stanley, yo, can we do a sketch? Oh man, come on, I'm Stanley, man,
I cannot sketch with you. What is sketch?
Empty and what you talking about? You see, but he is creating that bug constantly. He had a comedy sketch with what I call Mimiko and this guy Prof. Rolex, they doing stuff.
Mr. Jollof, all these people, yeah.
Even this stingy boy, they've created like a brand for that with the outfits. But our stars are, to me, they're kind of like stuck in that stardom. Yo, man.
Stardom that they don't even have yet. How many followers do you have? You don't even have influence. When you post something, nobody comments on that. When you tweet something, how many retweets do you have? So they are trying to portray like this time mentality when they've not arrived there yet. So I think we all have a lesson to take from Nigeria. When you're an artist, you are a brand. It's not just because I'm signed to Steven's record, so you only come out when Steven says you should come out. You only go to concert when Steven says you should go to concert. Create interest among yourself. Create attention, draw attention to yourself. Let the people love you. Let the people see you for who you are.
And
Daphne is signed to Stevens, for example. We only see Daphne when she is going to concerts and all that stuff. Your fans don't know who you are. And she's actually very lovable. Daphne has a very good personality. I followed one of her live videos on Facebook, and she is so lovable. So if you are this nice, if you are this palatable before our eyes, if I can say that. So why are we not seeing more of you? You have to come out here and open up to the people. In that live video, she was talking about her relationship, how she met Sama in the US, how they started talking, how they started dating. She is actually very likable. So I would like to see more Cameroonian artists come out here, tell us about their life. See, I'm a YouTuber. Sometimes we need content. And when I block Nigerian content, Cameroonians will be like, that girl, she's universal. She talks about everything. US, or she did the Cameroon, or she did the Ghana, she did the Nigeria. She did it. It's because our artists are not giving us content. I see you reacting to Calligraph Jones and all these people. Like, our artists are not consistent.
That is such truth in there, in the sense that the ecosystem, the media ecosystem, whether it's online, offline, feeds off each other. When an artist releases a song, you have people like Onana reacting to that song. When an artist says something or takes part in a march or does something in public, you have people like her having to react to that, and their reaction can lead to other things. And if you don't have these people who are in this status, these positions of influence, making those moves to provide the content for the people of your country to talk about your country, it's difficult. It's like my friend Howard. Howard got and is still getting into multiple interviews now because he's the only Cameroonian who's ever won the Miles Morland Writing Fellowship ever. I don't know, so it's a celebrity status, but he won 80 million francs CFA that people did not even believe is possible to do as a writer. So now you come back to an artist, say Mr. Leo or Salatiel, people like Salatiel who's worked with Beyonce. If you don't produce a lifestyle around the brand that you're bringing to the country, to the public, then how do people like Onana or D survive? By like, what happens if we don't have things to talk about? Well, it gets staled, and to survive as a content creator, you find things anywhere else, whether it's America, Nigeria, Ghana, whatever. So this whole argument of why you talk about other people, it's because the people, the artists, are not providing the content to be talked about. So we look to where we find the content. Yeah.
They will sing one beautiful song today. After 6 months, they drop another. After 2 years, after 3 years, you don't hear from them. I don't know the latest song of Magasco. I don't know the latest song of all these other artists, and it's because they're not consistent.
And I think, or in a way, our entertainment sector is more. I think people are they have this mental in the box. Now, if let's say someone like what's his name, TZ Pancher. Let's say if he featured a comedy sketch. Now, I don't know about it, but he probably might be thinking that, people start saying that I can't sing, like they start marketing. But you forget to understand that you on all this year, you have to continue creating that buzz.
But you know something, Don Jazzy can afford to do this because he has built a status that gives him basically permission to do whatever. In fact, it's like, I don't know where I heard this quote. When you're a rich person, you actually automatically almost get funnier because people will laugh. I don't know if it's out of discomfort or because they know that you have the power to do whatever you want. So there's a certain level of influence that you get just because you have the financial capability to do whatever you want. You talk about somebody who has 100 million, I don't know, whether it's dollars or naira. I have no idea what it is, but Don Jazzy has built a name that basically gives him the flexibility to do what he wants. If TG Pantak starts doing comedy now, just thinking about his level overall, not just in the Cameroonian industry, I'm like, dude, focus on making your music. I'm not an artist, so if anybody wants to come to the comments and tell me that, why should I even give that? I'm like, you haven't reached a level where you can afford to do that. You will get there, but before you get there, just do your thing. All right, that's what I think. And I think D is talking a lot about sketches because he's a comedian. He does a lot of sketches on YouTube, so he's much more tempted to think in that direction. But as an outsider looking at it, I'm like, yeah, no, TZ, don't do any sketches, not yet. Like, too soon. Just focus on your music.
People appreciate you. Like, absent Don just doing stand-up comedy.
He has the time and the money.
So
he can do that.
I think we all have a lesson to learn from Nigeria. We all have a very important lesson to learn from them. Create interest on yourself. Draw attention to yourself. You see people coming to social media to do funny comedy skits because they like it. They don't like it. They are creating interest around their name, around their brand.
Sometimes
They are keeping tabs with their fam. We don't know about you. We don't know about your private life. We don't know about what you do when you go home after the studio. We don't know about you after the conference. So all we can say is that we know you from attending your concerts. When you go home, want to see a picture of your living room, for example, or if you're a very private person, you can even show us what you're eating. Hey, I'm lounging at Cocoa Bar, for example. I came to eat some suya. People want to see that. They want to relate to you like a human. Forget stardom. They want to relate to you like an everyday person. Wake up in the morning and shit, I'm about to do my cup of coffee. I ran out of milk. Oh my God, life happens.
Yeah.
If you're a celebrity and you run out of milk, I cannot trust you. Just side note.
Yeah.
You want to see all those little things posted on your status. Oh my God, I went somewhere, the rain caught me, rain is falling. Take a picture of yourself under the rain. Let people see. You want to relate to all these things. You want to know that aside the fact that you're making money and you're famous, you're also human. Cardi B, if you see Cardi B, she has the way she rose to fame. I know celebrities who have been like top celebrities for over 10, 15 years. They don't have to up to 1 million followers on Instagram. Cardi B just came out from nowhere in less than 6 months, boom. 20 million followers, boom, 21 million followers, 23. She creates interest around herself. Her private life is even more interesting sometimes than her music.
And then, you know something I realized, like me doing reaction with music across, you know, the continent. You see me do a lot of the Ghanaian and I would say Sierra Leone and all that. But there's one thing I realized here. When I react to Cameron song, I send it to that artist.
He will never give it back.
I don't know why. He thinks like we don't know hype. They look at like you're mocking them.
Yeah.
It's funny how in the beginning of the video, the complaint was that this comedian said he will show Cameroonians how to love. And then now they are both basically justifying the statement that Cameroonians don't know how to love each other, because they're giving examples about how our artists don't interact or create sketches or do other things to show their private lives and be more relatable. And now he's talking about the fact that he does reactions and the artists and celebrities do not react to that. And in the beginning, she was talking about the investors not, investing in the community and bringing other people. So, like a wise man once said, where is the love?
Look at it like you owe them a favor, like you have to do it. They're looking at it like this is the content creator, this is a YouTuber, or he's getting paid for that. But I'm also marketing you to get paid. How about that? So just say thank you.
This is my humble experience. When I react to music with Ghana, I send to the artist. Next thing I've seen in Twitter, but come on, I don't want to call the names, but when you send to the private chat, it dies there. I don't know. They look at it like, why should I share? Or maybe
why should I share? You want to use my name to get boss? You want to use me to cash cruise?
Yeah.
Why should I share? But some people are. One of the Cameroonian artists that I have a good relationship with so far is Blanche Bailey. If I talk about her stuff, sometimes she'll comment on it, she'll retweet it, and she's nice. She tries to engage with her fans, and she was actually the most promising one when it comes to creating a character. Her look, first of all, is dramatic. Her style, her exposure is dramatic. So she was actually our own person that I had a lot of faith in, like Blanche Bailey and Daphne, that they could create a big social media following. I trust them for that. Blanche Bailey started one time. She was doing funny TikTok videos and all that stuff. After a while, she stopped. So I see them as the promising ones. If they start, so many other people will follow. This lady too, Kamini has a good personality. I follow a couple of her live shows. Like, these people are interesting. So just come to the public, talk to your people more. And then they'll say Cameroonians don't support them. We don't support you because you don't give us avenues to support you. Sometimes they go live, they have 5 views, 10 views, they are ashamed. They go back, they're like, chai, Cameroonians will saw me, big celebrity like me, so I go live, I get 5 views. Don't be discouraged.
And also, the internet is huge. Like, I don't see why you have to limit yourself to Cameroonians. If it's good music, it's good music. I mean, I'm just saying all this. This is just theories and ideas and, wishful thinking. But I really believe that the internet has democratized a lot of things. And if your music is good, just keep making your music. If you get five viewers, you have 5 people who actually listen to what you have to say. Do you know if one of those people is a recording label or the next chance for you? Like, you don't know who those 5 people are. I don't think it's so much more about the numbers. Yes, Cardi B has 23 million subscribers as Cardi B. Her story is her story. I don't know her story, but I feel like I would not like it to be my story. And I just think that you should do what works for you in the sense of recognizing even the little attention that you get and capitalize it. So, I mean, Masa.
That's because it's the first time. Next time you go live, you're going to get 50 people. Next time you go live, you're going to get 100 people. And it depends on how you interact with them. If you're not entertaining, why should I be watching your live video? Wasting my data, my time, my energy for nothing.
3 days ago, I watched a video of Jovi. I think he's about to release an album.
Yeah.
And he did a kind of a dance like something you've never seen. I think it was outside. I don't know where, but he was just like not a Jovi you see on social on news video,
on Twitter. Like, not the serious Jovi. Yeah.
Organic.
He looked drunk. He looked high in that video. He looked drunk.
I was like, these are things that you do. People love to, see you uncut. Should I use that word?
Exactly. Unfiltered, uncut.
Unfiltered, very good. Being organic, being yourself, reacting less sponsor.
Exactly. It comes down to the point of relatability. People want to be able to relate to you,
100%.
That you are, like us.
I woke up today and it was snowing. Guess what? A Congolese song. I found a guy on social media playing Congolese song with like some of this traditional stuff, and that music.
Aww.
I was just out in the snow right there with my traditional bag. Like, what in the snow with no shirt on, With
no shirt on?
Yeah, I'm going to post the video.
Oh my God. Yeah, it snowed heavily here last night, so it's really, really cold. That's how I bonded with my kids.
So things that, like, be yourself. We definitely have to grow, Hey, one thing. One guy talked about this issue, like Nigerian colonizing Cameroon. He said, even pastors are going to Nigeria to get
their powers.
Like,
yeah.
You have to get.
Oh man.
You have to be there to blow.
I know this is
well.
Yeah, so some people are going to Nigeria to get powers. Like, it's not like a Cameroonian thing. I have Liberian pastors. We've seen Liberian pastors going to Nigeria to get powers and all that stuff. Nigeria, they have the most church.
You would think they're talking about superheroes, because if you're in the Western world, when you hear powers, you think of mutations and genetic, Cyclops and Wolverine and Batman and Superman. What they mean by powers here is basically supernatural powers that allow people to cast demons and perform miracles, that enable them to build churches, that give them Bentleys and money. It's a whole business. One day maybe I'll make like a documentary style video on the channel where I try to understand this thing, but it's the prosperity gospel, but on steroids, for a community that has been brainwashed into believing that the way you earn wealth on this earth is to give up everything that you have for other people to earn it. Like, it's just a convoluted, complex thing. But what you talk about powers is people go on witchcraft, basically. I don't know how it works. I don't want to antagonize anybody here to come and strike me with thunder. Please don't strike me with thunder. Thank you.
Churches in the world, but they also have a lot of voodoo. So I think one balances the other.
Yeah.
You see so many people going there to get voodoo. So that's a point I like for us to discuss. Some people talk about support your own is a scam. Do not force people to support you if they don't necessarily like what you're producing.
I'm one of
people
those.
only consume what they want. So let's touch a little bit on that.
Okay.
So they're saying that Cameroonian artists are not necessarily producing the kind of songs that they want to dance to. So when they go to a party, for example, if they play Mr. Leo, from the time they go to local and play, when they come to Tuesday Panchak, the songs don't match. Some are fast-paced, some are slow-paced. So people are saying that this is part of the reason why our DJs have a hard time playing Cameroonian songs at parties.
If you're going to call yourself a good DJ, you should be able to know and master how to mix. Like, that's the point of being a DJ. That's why I cannot be a DJ. You are a DJ. You are a DJ so that you can do that cool stuff, not me. So do your job. All right?
Parties, at concerts. What do you have to say about that?
This issue is not something that can crack just at the moment. It's taking a long time to get here. It's not something that started today. All of a sudden, Cameroon, just wake up and start dancing Nigerian song. Look, let's take it back. Go back to Nigeria. It started with like Gringore, Zebediah, with links to Nigerian tape, movies. The whole 90s. It's all been Nigeria. Religious move, Agatha Moses, everywhere. Peace Square came. So it's not all of a sudden Cameroon just woke up like, yo, we want to, we need to, they need to understand that it's like we've been in that box.
Yeah, we've been assimilated in that domain, in cultural domain, music domain.
It's gonna take some time. I think because lately there hasn't been social media stuff like Cameron, but now that people are getting aware to it, things are changing. It would take some time. It's not now, because people are saying, like, someone would say, okay, how do you prevent me from playing Nigerian movies? Like, hey, I buy that online, I play in my house and dance. You can't arrest me for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that we gradually, the more people, not that, I'm for a band. No, I like to consume variety. I like what is good.
Of course, you can't limit people. Your taste is your taste. What you like is what you like. You're buying your data, you're buying your things, and you have the right to download whichever songs you want to download and stream whichever songs you want to stream. So I believe all in cooperation, in coming together. You can play a little bit of Congo, a little bit of Nigeria, and so the conversation is all about ban Nigeria. But according to me, I consume more Congo, more Cote d'Ivoire than even Nigeria. So it's all about giving more opportunities to our own talents, then a little bit of opportunities to foreign talents. We cannot be saying that we want our artists to blow internationally. We want our artists to go viral. We want them to go global when we don't want to import other music. You cannot export if you don't import. So we have to export and import. That's the only way it's going to work. So if we are thinking of restricting it to like 80-20 or 90-10, no problem. We have to do what we have to do to move our industry forward. Nigeria itself did not just start in one day and just go all the way up there. They started gradually. African China, Two-Face, all those people, J. Martins, P Square, and it was a long time coming. And I feel like Cameroonians are putting in the work. It's not like we're out here criticizing our own artists without acknowledging what they are doing. They are putting in the work. If you really look, they are trying. These boys are trying. We have so many Cameroonians, they're producing good beats, redeems, Martin new songs. What? I listen to that song. This was Sango Eddie Mukanjo. That song literally wakes me up from bed every day. So our boys are trying. They're trying, and I feel like we should give ourselves some time. Do not pressurize, do not compare to Nigeria or Congo. They've been doing it for a longer time. We have been having our Makosa, but if you want to enter Afrobeats, they should give us a little time. And the only recommendation I will have for these guys is if you're trying to produce music in this day and age, you have to focus on the beats. That's what makes music danceable. You have to give us the beats that are like hot, that we can all be vibing to. You know how music is irresistible. Music will swoon you over. Like, music will make you fall in love. There's some songs that you will listen.
Okay.
To whether you want to or you don't want to, you'll be shaking. Has it happened to you before? Sometimes even when you're in a bad mood, there's a particular beat you will hear, and before you know, you'll be shaking your head. Like, you can just be crying like, ooh. After you hear a song, you're like, oh, where is that music coming from? It just changes your spirit, uplifts your mood.
Music.
So
she's very right. Music has a way to, like, I have a playlist that I made last year on my 30th birthday. Whenever I feel down, whenever I feel like I need to basically reset my mindset, any song on that playlist puts me in it's like I time travel to a particular spot. It's like my safe spot in my mind, and I can basically retrace my steps and move forward. And funny enough, on that particular playlist, I think I can count the number of songs that are Cameroonian songs. There's probably one by Young Holiday. I know there's a couple by Jovi. There's some by MI. Very few African songs as a whole. Probably the only Cameroonians are Young Holiday and Jovi. And the only reason why you don't have some songs is because they're not available on Spotify. So, yeah, I agree with you there, Wanana. Music has the power to really move you.
The beats, the lyrics, the rhythm, the dance style, the quality of the videos and all that, we should like. I acknowledge all the hard work we've done so far. I appreciate all they're doing, but there's also more work to be done. Focus on the beats. Give us danceable beats. That's what people want. People party, people club. They want good beats.
Yeah, and also share, because that's how you create a buzz. You see, dance challenge. You don't see a dance challenge. camera. I don't,
All
I
right.
don't see anything like that. So that we still need to learn how to hype. Now, one more thing before we go. Now,
Can I expand on this dance challenge thing? We have a few Cameroonian dances that are really nice, like Fish. He came out with hola, 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 bese, bese. It was really a nice dance move, but I thought it was going to go viral. Excuse me. Unfortunately, I kept looking and looking, and nobody was doing nothing about it. So it's almost like Cameroonians have not had the talent of going in front of the camera. Some of them are still shy. Most of the people who consume Afro culture in Cameroon are youths. Some of them are still kids in their parents' house, 16, 17. They are shy to put a camera and dance in front of the camera. But this challenge would have gone viral. Hola Hola was a very beautiful dance. So,
You know, one thing that I intend to look more into personally, my own research in terms of as a content creator, is really understanding the way marketing works, because the idea of something going viral, I watched a video, I think it was by D'Angelo Wallace. It was a video, it was an article where he was talking about how things go viral. And if you think about the way information spreads, let me say you find something interesting today. If there was no internet, the way things normally go viral is you tell somebody, they'll tell somebody, they'll tell another person, they'll tell people fast. And I think because of the speed of the internet, we forget that for virality to occur, it actually normally takes a long time for information to spread. The fact that we're able to press a button and put a video right now doesn't mean that everybody's watching it right now. That's one part for this whole virality thing. The second part is what she's talking about, the ability to be able to create the possibility of a song, a video to go viral. There are people who've studied how this is done and who are actually able to make it. And I think that many of us, many marketers, public relations people, do not apply the principles of marketing to the products, to the brands, to actually infuse these things with virality. I think it's very possible to make things contagious. I think there's a book by, was it David Berger? I've forgotten. Justin, what's his last name? About how things get contagious, how they spread. And I'm looking forward to reading some of these books and seeing how I can apply some of these concepts to my own business and even other things. But she just got me thinking about how we think it's both easy and difficult for something to go viral. But if you know what you're doing, you can actually lean towards more the possibility of it.
I feel like we have to make our dance challenges go viral. Nobody will do it for us but ourselves. Even Stanley Eno came up with this Chibali where he was making his deck those. It was also a catchy dance move. It was supposed to go viral. I don't know why our people are sleeping on our own artists.
Instagram gang.
I know.
Gang. Yeah. Now, Onana, do you think that population and because we're bilingual, do you think that plays a part?
That's a good question.
Well, you cannot really deny these things because we have like Anglophone artists are trying to be assimilated into French culture. You cannot see an Anglophone artist who sings 100% Anglophone song. They always try to add small French in it, to get a bigger market, a bigger audience. And I don't blame them. A boy has got to eat, a sister has got to hustle. If adding French to your song gives you a wider audience or more customers, so be it. Look at Daphne, for example. When Daphne started, we were in UB, I think, at the time, and she was singing at Moliko Stadium and all that stuff. People did not know.
Fun fact, Daphne and I actually lived around the same area before she became Daphne. Like, she's a really, really cool person. And now that she's become a celebrity, I personally feel embarrassed. Not even embarrassed. I feel like because of the status I wish she's gotten to now, I don't think we're at the same level. I guess it's that idea of that celebrity status where I feel like she's so talented, she's so good at what she does that I feel like I would enjoy the relationship from a distance now because she's really good at what she does and she has built this empire and this image and this persona that maybe someday in the future we will talk. But whenever I've had a chance to meet her, I've always felt like I don't know how to talk to you because now you're like a big deal. So I'll just smile and say nothing. And that's happened like 2-3 times. So, but yeah, that was just a fun fact that I sort of knew her way back when, but now I don't. So I just wanted to name drop. #Kamga name drops sometimes.
Not that much. Daphne's career began to bloom when she went international. She went to Equatorial Guinea, they welcomed her. Remember how Daphne filled the stadium with millions of people?
Yeah, even
in her home country, she could not do it. So the people out
we're coming back to this whole love thing. Somebody said we don't have love in Cameroon, but both Onana and Dee are providing evidence that the person who said that actually had some truth in it.
Outside, they welcome her more just because she sang in French. Her song was mixed English and French. They welcome her in Equatorial Guinea. They welcome her in other French African countries. And that's when Cameroon started welcoming her a little bit more. So sometimes I cannot really blame these people. If making French in your song makes you sell more, so be it. But also, I feel like there's more English-speaking countries in the world than French-speaking countries. There's very little countries who speak French. So if you want to focus on English alone, maybe your market will even be bigger. I don't know. There's no telling. So it just depends on the artist and what risk they are willing to take.
Very good, very good, very good. Even Kosi, I think a month ago had a concert in, I think it's Gabon, and the stadium was like, wow, I ain't never seen that.
Francophone Africa welcomes them so well. Yeah. It's so funny because Francophone Africa welcomes them more than their own home country. You know, the prophet is never known in his own hometown.
I'll start singing in French.
The prophet is never known in his hometown. They welcome them so well when they go to other places, and then when they come to their own people, it's like 100 people at the concert, 200 people, and it is what it is.
You know,
it is what it
finally, I would say, as an artist, content should be interwoven. You know, like if you do a sketch,
should be.
Do stand up, put it there. People say it has to, because if you look at.
I agree that content should be interwoven, but the idea of sketches, you're pushing an agenda that works for you as a comedian and as a writer. So I don't think they should do that like maybe feature in a movie, you know, do like a cameo. Like there are things that artists can do. Yes, diversify, but I think it should be intelligent diversification that actually props you up, because find, I don't know, some comedian that you already enjoy and make a sketch that is actually really good. Like don't just do things because you can do them. I think there's a way to do it. I'm not an artist, I'm not a comedian, so I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I think it's not just about just doing it. Like it should be relevant somehow to the message that you're trying to do, and adding to your brand, and also tie it with your brand. So it's not just about do a sketch because it's art.
Indian movie. You find song in a movie. Why do they do that? That's a strategy. If you don't like the movie, you don't like the song.
Exactly.
If you see that,
and guess what? Sometimes your music may not blow,
but
your comedy will blow.
Exactly.
There's people that started on YouTube. I have a friend. There's people who started on YouTube. We're talking about her the other day in our YouTuber group. She started on YouTube. Her YouTube channel is, I wouldn't call it slow because she's still making her little money from AdSense. But she went to TikTok and she just blew overnight. So sometimes one thing may not work. You try some other strategy and it works. And TikTok is giving her big checks and she's cashing in. So you see, sometimes you try this, you try that, you never know which one will work. People may like your comedy more than your music. You never know.
For some reason, I felt like she was talking to me about trying different things, especially with TikTok. I've had a couple of people, actually one particular person comes to mind who's been telling me to make shorter versions of my content and put on TikTok. And I haven't bought the TikTok bug yet. So it's like she was talking to me about trying things. Thanks for the advice, Onana. I'll keep that in mind.
And it must not even be comedy. It may just be funny TikToks. It may just be lifestyle. People want to follow you, see what you do on a daily basis. Where do you go? Who are your friends? Who do you hang out with? What did you eat? You know, people want to have like an insight to your life as a star. So they should create interest around themselves, around their personality. And that's what's making Cardi B viral today, even more than her songs. How many songs does she record in 1 year? But her lifestyle, when she posts something on Instagram, I know. 6,000 likes, 7,000 likes, and, you know, brand deals, promotions, and all that stuff.
Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate Onana Nation. I know that you're the first person I should bring here because I know you follow this stuff, and you know you're welcome to Onana Nation. Hi, girl. Man, that intro got me hurt. Well, guys, thank you for watching.
So we're going to end the video there. I'm going to put a link in the bottom. You can check it out eventually and see what this was all about. I thought, let me put it this way. First of all, as I'm reacting to these videos and you know getting this content and being more intentional about my commentary on it, I realized that I have a lot more factual, like, show me the evidence. What is the data? Is it logical? Does it make sense? Are you providing evidence that supports your point without providing evidence that could potentially not support your point? You have to be able to provide both sides of the argument, or at least make me understand that you understand the opposing side and you're choosing one particular side because of the evidence that you have that supports your side. What I'm trying to make is that a lot of things that was said here about supporting your own they ended up contradicting themselves at the end, because in the beginning was, buy Nigerian music in Cameroon because, or at least linked to this artist who said that he's going to come to Cameroon and show Cameroonians how to love each other. And a lot of what they were talking about eventually ended up showing that Cameroonians don't really love each other, from the investors who don't put in the money to organize events like The Voice Cameroon or something else, to people who have the money to pay for artists who don't pay for Cameroonian artists, like the CEO of Conjocam, who invited Kassav and all these other people and did not invite Mr. Leo and the rest, to Cameroonian celebrities themselves who not only do they not provide a lifestyle for content creators to be able to create content, but they are also not very interactive with people who even attempt to create content, like D himself, who sends videos that he's made because he does reaction videos. And the evidence that even Cameroonian celebrities, artists, when they move to other countries like Daphne, they get more views from Cote d'Ivoire, Congo, all these other countries before now Cameroon embraces them. So the general idea, I think, is that Cameroonians only support their own when other people have recognized that their own is good. So it's literally an uphill battle as a Cameroonian content creator, wherever you are in the world. For example, I stream on Twitch and I'm trying to get affiliated on Twitch. The majority of the people who follow me on Twitch are not Cameroonians. I think right now it's probably 2 Cameroonians. One is my best friend. The other is Cedric, who I literally talked to today during my live stream. So there is something about the fact that Cameroonians sort of wait for other people to pick you and then they can support you. Howard has been writing for years, supported by Bakwa Magazine, supported by his friends, by his family, until he earned 18 million before Cameroonians are interested in Howard as a writer. Imbolomboe published Behold the Dreamers, still writing a second book, until she has, when people talk about Imbolomboe, I want to find about her books because now Random House has picked her, Penguin Random House. So there's something here that I see in this conversation. What I notice is, yes, Onanana is right in terms of the fact that we celebrities or people who are in this status, who have these brands, need to realize that they have a brand and they need to be able to provide content creators and their audience with something to do. Like, it's an ecosystem. We need each other. You make the music, but you also provide us with a lifestyle. So while waiting for your next music to drop, we need to provide us with, gist, information. That's not my brand. I don't do that. But Onana definitely knows what she's doing. I'll be putting links to her channel if you're interested in that kind of information about celebrities and gist. She covers a lot of it. She's good at it. I haven't watched many because I'm personally not interested in that kind of content. But this argument about, supporting your own is something that I'm personally invested in because I'm Cameroonian and I also want my writing to be supported. But I also understand that Cameroonians are very, how would I say? Is it selective? I don't say stingy with their attention. So there's a lot to dissect here. Overall, I felt like it was a pretty decent conversation. There was a lot of politics, of not saying things as they were. That was just I just feel like Cameroonians, whenever they're in public space, there's always a tendency to try to taper your thoughts, because privately speaking, I'm sure that there were things that they could have shared that may have been a little bit, contradictory to what they actually said. But again, I don't know that. This is just my conjectures and my suppositions based on the 40-minute interview that I saw. So yeah, that was my reaction of the Ban Nigerian Music in Cameroon featuring Onana Nation and Xtra Philip. The links to their channels are going to be below there. In the meantime, did you enjoy this video? It's a really long one. If you've watched up to this particular point, write in the comment section, bravo. I need to know if you actually got to this point, because that's a huge milestone to be able to watch to this level. It means a lot to me. And secondly, if you've seen any video on the internet that has to do with the kind of content that you see on my channel that you feel like you want to get my perspective on, I like to dissect things and talk from a point of logic. I'm studying a lot about logic and mental models and the way people think and how they create, because I want to improve myself and provide practical advice that you can use on a daily basis to improve your life. In this particular case, what I can say about practical advice is that if you are creating a brand, if you're an artist, use the internet because your country may not be able to provide you with this infrastructure that you need. Investors may not put in the money. Use the platforms that are available. Secondly, build a brand and be conscious of the fact that a brand has certain elements. And if you don't know what those elements are, get a book. If you're watching this video on YouTube, then you have internet access. Find a tutorial, build a brand, infuse the elements of virality. Eventually, we'll talk about one of the books on Contagious on this channel. But yeah, it's been an interesting conversation. I haven't done this in a while, and I think I'm going to do more, probably shorter videos. Yes, I know it's very long. But thank you so much for watching. My name is Tchassa. If this is the first time you're coming here, I am a Cameroonian, currently live in the US, moved here to join my wife. And I make videos on the channel about personal development, intentional living, and content creation. And I do videos on a daily basis now, which is pretty weird because I used to do videos like once every 2 weeks. But anyway, if you like what you've seen so far, subscribe to the channel. And if you have any disagreements, any concerns, any complaints, any contrasting perspective, or if you even corroborate what I have to say, leave in the comment section. I would love to interact with you. And I will definitely see you in the next video. Thank you for being you, for being here, for being awesome. And wish you the best, my friend. See you in the next one.